Jay-Z recently released a new album and it features a song called Story of OJ and it samples a Nina Simone track. Now, incidentally, a few years before, Modenine had a track that also had the same exact sample. So on the weekend when this album was released, Modenine was insinuating that Jay-Z jacked his song. What do you think about this?
Well, it was, first of all, I like to say great minds think alike. Modenine is, a legendary hip-hop artist in Africa, well revered. The album is talking about paradigm shifts. It was released in 2008. And the song he was referring to was also released on the album. I mean, to say that or to insinuate, because let's get it straight. He came out to later say that, he wasn't saying anything like that. But yeah. I mean, the first set of Instagram posts he put out made it seem like Jay-Z sampled, not sampled, but heard the sample and used the same sample. But let's be straight, right? This sample is from Nina Simone, a song called For Women. And the song has been there forever. And most important thing here is the sample had been used like 5 other times before Modenine used it. Talib Kweli has used the sample, a couple of other guys have used the sample. So when Modenine released his in 2008, did Talib Kweli and the other guys say Modenine jacked their own song or jacked the sample because he had heard theirs? No. So this sample is here, it's out there in space, anybody can use it. And to insinuate that Hove would take the sample because he listened to your album. So there's also, a story going around that it is possible that Jay-Z might have heard Modenine's album because someone gave it to him. And good artists copy, great artists steal at the end of the day. But to say or insinuate that Jigga took the sample, Premier, Pete Rock, RZA, take music that were released in the 70s, music that were released in the 80s, right? Speed up the sample, make it very soulful and have hip-hop artists record on it. So hip-hop was basically built off sampling and music released in the 70s and the 80s. And it has just kind of grown from there till now, right? And basically it makes the music more interesting because it kind of captures 2 audiences or 2 generations. The new guys who released the music for and the old guys who experienced the original record and are reliving it again.
Is sampling a bad thing? Let's put that on record. Is it a bad thing?
I think sampling in music generally is, first of all, a nod to classic or great music that has been released before, right? Giving it respect and giving a shout out to that kind of music, then bringing it forward to the, to the very future, to the very present, and making the music. I think it is great for you to take a music or a piece of work that has existed and remix it to sound, as fresh and as present, as contemporary as possible. I think it takes a lot of great art to do that. And that's why you see a lot of people in Nigeria don't sample a lot because we don't create a lot of great art in this country.
Okay, can you hammer on that? Because sampling is big around the world. It's an industry on its own. People who made records 30 years ago are living off royalties from people sampling their works right now. How come in Nigeria we don't sample enough records? Our producers do not sample enough records. We are very organic with our music. Why is that?
Because we have a fundamental problem. Fundamental problem being that we don't even have access to these songs, right? Because we don't catalog our songs properly, because we don't have a universal library, because we don't have established record labels who have these songs properly cataloged somewhere in their libraries, right? So access to these records are hard. Another thing is that radio is so limited that we're only playing contemporary music. We don't have radio stations that play classic Nigerian songs. Now, I'm giving a shout out to Classic FM and Smooth FM. They do an incredible job here, but they still have to play a lot of foreign music, right? So a large part of the old school music they play are foreign songs. So we don't have one radio station dedicated to just playing classic Nigerian songs, right? Round the clock, we don't have. And it's really hard to access this music. So who were the mainstream artists in the 80s? Who were the mainstream artists in the 70s? How do we have access to their records? It's really hard. You and I went, record searching the other day, and we went to Jazz Hole and saw a couple of records. But these producers don't know if they don't even know those records exist. So what they do is focus on the present and try to create what is trending at the time. We also have a problem where if somebody creates something that's trending, we're all trying to jump on it. Almost every artist now is trying to sound like Techno or Mr. Easy. If you're not sounding like Techno or Mr. Easy and giving us that high life, Ghanaian high life influence kind of music right now, they are not doing it. And that's why, that's why our music is watery. And the large part of our music is watery. Only a few crop of artists understand the elements of going back. Because to go forward, you have to go back, right? So only a few artists understand this element of going back to look at classic records that did very well, remixing these records and making it even better.
Okay. Some artists in Nigeria do sample records.
Yeah.
Example is Scales. He sampled one of Fela's records for his Temper remix featuring Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Wonderful for him. He sampled an old classic track. But the problem was that he didn't clear it. And Fela's estate reached out to him to take down the video, which they did.
Yeah.
What did Scales do wrong at that point?
Essentially, Scales did not do the right thing, which is if you want to sample an existing material, you have to get clearance for it. You have to sort out the publishing and you have to sort out the royalties, right? So if a song existed in 1996 and you want to take elements of that song to make your own song, you have to reach the estate of that person, if it's alive or it's not alive, or approach that person. If the record label owns the song, then, or whoever owns the publishing, whatever, you have to meet them, get approval, and sort out mechanical royalties, performance royalties, and whatever, right, before you have the right to use the song. Now, because we live in an almost lawless society when it comes to entertainment business and showbiz in Nigeria, people just think they can take somebody's song, remix it, and use it. Timaya recently dropped a song, I can't remember what the name of the song is, but he essentially sampled Blackie's Rosie. So you had elements of that, chorus in his chorus. Now, did he pay Blackie? Did he get approval? Blackie, I think, was signed to Premier Music at the time. Did he approach the label? Did he sort out the payments and all that before using the song? Because you can't take someone's creative body of work and infuse it in your own and monetize it. You have to pay from where the original content is coming from. It's like when you patent something and you want to write on that platform, you have to pay the original owners of the record, or the existing record. So that's what happens to Skills essentially. They didn't approach Fela's label. And we've seen this thing happen so many times. Reminisce sampled Jay-Z on his Alaga Ibile album. Modenine sampled Nina Simone. Modenine has sampled a lot of people on his albums. A lot of rappers do sample like foreign artists. And guess what? This market is growing, right? We all want Africa to be on the map. We all want Nigerian music to be on the map. When it does get there, and when people are making a lot of money off this music, these publishing companies and these record labels are going to come after every Nigerian artist that has illegally sampled a song without clearing it properly.
Sampling obviously is good, but it sounds very, very hectic legal-wise. Should the Nigerian music industry have a body that takes care of this?
If it is a private body that everybody agrees to in the industry that should handle and manage all these processes, then it's fine. But if it's going to be a government-owned body, I suggest no, because we haven't still sorted publishing, distribution, and all these things that the government should enable, and create a better ecosystem for the Nigerian music industry to thrive. We're still suffering and struggling with that. I don't think it should happen that way.
What are the benefits of sampling, music-wise and business-wise?
I mean, music-wise, you capture a larger audience, you capture a wider audience because you can tap into the old, you can tap into the old generation and you can tap into the new generation. Clear example is Odusi, Desire, brilliant song, right? Features Fumbi and Tay. He used elements of Babadi's Malosa, I forgot the name of the song. Gumbody, right? And he took it. And fans of that song will listen to Odusi's song and really love it. So he's tapped into Babadi's fan base and he's creating his own fan base. Music-wise, that works. Business-wise, it creates a better ecosystem because everybody's making money. Because for every record Odusi sells, right, on iTunes or Apple Music or Spotify or Tidal, right, Babadi should be getting, a kobo or two off it. And that's at the end of the day, that makes sense. It helps the ecosystem, it helps the artists, it helps the fans and the listeners. Facts on it. To be used. And we've seen this thing happen so many times. Reminisce sampled Jay-Z on his Alaga Ibile album. Modenine sampled Nina Simone. Modenine has sampled a lot of people on his albums. A lot of rappers do sample like foreign artists. And guess what? This market is growing, right? We all want Africa to be on the map. We all want Nigerian music to be on the map. When it does get there, and when people are making a lot of money off this music, these publishing companies and these record labels are going to come after every Nigerian artist that has illegally sampled a song without clearing it properly. Sampling
obviously is good, but it sounds very, very hectic legal-wise. Should the Nigerian music industry have a body that takes care of this?
If it is a private body that everybody agrees to in the industry that should handle and manage all these processes, then it's fine. But if it's going to be a government-owned body, I suggest no, because we haven't still sorted publishing, distribution, and all these things that the government should enable, and create a better ecosystem for the Nigerian music industry to thrive. We're still suffering and struggling with that. I don't think it should happen that way.
What are the benefits of sampling, music-wise and business-wise?
I mean, music-wise, you capture a larger audience, you capture a wider audience because you can tap into the old, you can tap into the old generation and you can tap into the new generation. Clear example is Odusi, Desire, brilliant song, right? Features Fumbi and Tay. He used elements of Babadi's Malosa, I forgot the name of the song. Gumbody, right? And he took it. And fans of that song will listen to Odusi's song and really love it. So he's tapped into Babadi's fan base and he's creating his own fan base. Music-wise, that works. Business-wise, it creates a better ecosystem because everybody's making money. Because for every record Odusi sells, right, on iTunes or Apple Music or Spotify or Tidal, right, Babadi should be getting, a kobo or two off it. And that's at the end of the day, that makes sense. It helps the ecosystem, it helps the artists, it helps the fans and the listeners. Facts on it.
Welcome to Forestville Luxury Hotel. At Forestville Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forestville Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeline Obamishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forestvillehotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forestville Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.